Joe Kulas once again. Uh, this is kind of just a video review for the Daniel Defense rail attached sling swivel. Now, just for fair warning, this was dirt coated, and right there it says Daniel's Defense, but you can't really see it unless you get just the right angle with light. So not gonna go into that too much, but just be careful, because on eBay there's a lot of clones. It might be saying Daniel's Defense is extra, but if it doesn't say it there, it's a clone. Definitely don't want to go with that. Now, first of all, tried a Troy. Didn't like it. How it was set up, and I even Loctite it, just did not stay on there. Now, this obviously it uses the more, try to get this in the camera, but it uses the simple, locking plate and more or less a two-stage mechanism. And then, obviously Loctited that on there so it stays on there extra good. Now, one thing that I'm also going to mention, obviously it's very basic, if it's on a rail. Oh, sorry, I'll zoom out here, not zoom in. If you want it all the way at the end, or here, for where I got a MS2 sling that I really like, bottom of the rail, front, other side, etc. That's mainly what they're used for. And obviously, this gun does not have a front rail post. Sling post. Why did I say rail? Does not have that, though. So, that's kind of what these are made for. Necessarily, but not. Obviously it adds more options, is what it does. They're kind of expensive, but in my opinion, worth it. Now, for my sling attachment, I'm just going to point this right out. This is not a Daniel Defense. This is a Troy. The Daniel Defense, try to get the best angle of this, but see when I move this, how much it moves there? Not a whole lot. Now, it is multi-positionable. Push it in, and then same thing for here. Okay? Now the reason, it's obvious, this is a quick detach. If for some reason your weapon got hanged up, push in, comes off, and then, obviously. So it's an extra option, is more or less what it is. Alright, now, the Daniel Defense one, I'm going to unpush this so I can give you a good example of what it's like. Now, I like it because you can either have it as a side, more or less, or straight up. It's that or that. Now, the Daniel's Defense, instead of having that much wiggle, which, get this thing straight, like that, Daniel's Defense was literally or and then if it was the halfway, it was it was ridiculous, is what I'm going to put it as. Called them up about it. They're like, yeah, that's how it's made. I'm like, dude, I don't want that. I sold that, and then I bought a Troy one here. Actually, sorry, I bought the Troy first, and I actually asked the guy, hey man, I'm having this problem. If I buy it and I have the same problem, would I be able to just send it in for a refund? Don't remember what buyer I bought it from. He's like, yeah, sure, just as long as not scraped up and all that stuff. And got it, put it in, fell in love with it. So, to me, it's worth it. If you're somebody that wants a much more open sling system, Daniel Defense might be the way for you to go all around. I kind of mixed and matched here. I'm very happy with it. But it's one of those things, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. So, and again, this is kind of for the extra. You don't have a sling swivel in the front, or if you want to swim and more in the rear. So, I kind of made a 3-point sling system for my AR, because I'll zoom here. I have my M9 3B stock here, and I got my single point right there. So, and then with an MS2 sling, and obviously you're able to use it as both, but it works very, very well. So, that's all really. It's obviously it is expensive. I think it's $30 just for the Daniel Defense part by itself, and the Troy I think it's $13, I want to say, by itself. It's a little bit cheaper if you buy it as a piece together. I'll tell you that. So, but that's just my warning about that. And again, the Troy one that I had, looked awesome. I enjoyed it, but even with Loctite, and this is like the high end, like need a ridiculous amount of heat to like loosen it. It just did not stick. And because that one was like pressure built, kind of, it was one solid piece, and then you put the screw in, and then the screw, after tightening it, it tightened it together onto the rail. And I think it was a bad design by Troy. That's my opinion. I'm sure some people love it. Maybe if I bought a longer, bigger screw, it would have worked out a little bit better. But if you watch the little review about the Daniel Defense flashlight rail, I had to buy freaking longer screws for this. This goes inward towards it. You don't really see it. It doesn't bother me. But on something like that, I don't want it to like snag on my vest. I don't want to, just be out there. So again, reason I want Daniel Defense. So, and obviously Daniel Defense rail too, right? So, and it's kind of funny because I have Troy sights. So it's kind of ironic, I guess, to a little bit of a degree. But love Daniel Defense, love Troy. Not one way or the other. Love them both. So, but that's my little spew on that.